The media. The media. The media.
And one of the biggest parts of the anti-war movement during Vietnam was the GI movement within the military. You won't read about it in any history books, but there was a giant overthrow of the military from within. And many soldiers resisted, went AWOL to make a political statement, including myself. I fought against the war the whole time. And today, I want to introduce you to another young man who volunteered for the infantry after 9/11. He went to Iraq to do a combat tour.
The media.
He's stayed in for 6 years. He was the rank of sergeant. It's with great honor and pleasure that I introduce you to James Circello, a Louisiana native and a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War, and a very brave young man who is currently AWOL from the U.S. military.
I'm standing here today on behalf of the men, women, and children of the Middle East that have been brutalized by an administration and their complete lack of compassion and total disregard for both U.S. and international laws of war. I stand with them so that the entire world can take notice and so that they will know that they are not forgotten. We in New Orleans and all across the Gulf Coast region are aware of just what this administration is capable of doing, or in some cases what they are capable of not doing. Just looking at the government's response to Katrina is enough evidence to convince you that this administration cares nothing about its own people.
The media. The media.
A Congress that ran on the anti-war platform and now tries to convince us that their hands are tied. This is a lie. The people in an overwhelming majority have said in these occupations, you have failed us. You have failed the U.S. soldiers that continue to die and lose their lives, limbs, families, continuously. You have failed the people of Iraq and the Middle East when you continue to fund this illegal war.
The media.
No one ever expected President Bush to change his position, but we elected a Congress specifically to change his position. You in Congress do not get to sleep comfortably any longer. When you bought this war, it stopped being only President Bush's war. Now it's just as much yours. The Democrats are just as much at fault as the Republicans. So anyone that tries to say this is a left-wing push propaganda is full of it.
The media. The media.
Now it becomes time to step it up, and each of you have to decide what that means to you. Civil disobedience and supporting an active GI resistance movement is where we have to take this fight.
The media.
All of our mass communications media, especially television, the radio, the press, and Hollywood.
You need to continually call your representatives and let them know how you feel. You need to support these people, because as soon as the soldiers put down their weapons, there will not be a fight anymore. So in closing, I believe greatly in what this country is based off of in theory and idea. But I will not participate in genocide or occupation of any person. An American life is no more valuable than an Arab life. And I want to say to the military, if they want me, I'm here, so come and get me. Power to the people. All right.
War. This is a song that warns you in advance that next year everybody is going to try and sell you things that maybe you shouldn't ought to buy. And not only that, they've been planning it for years.
What was the turning point for you when you decided that you had to go AWOL?
It was after really seeing some buddies apply for conscientious objector status and seeing the shit that they had to go through. You know, they got just dragged in the mud, you know, for saying that they're against the war. You know, I mean, you see today, we didn't have that many people come out, but, you know, even though we have 80% of the country against the war, and it's sick.
Why do you think that is?
Because they're overworked, you know, people without health insurance, things like that. They got more problems to worry about than something that they don't think affects them, even though it does, you know. These things affect us. This is why Katrina happened. Because of this war, you know, because of corrupt politicians taking the money, not rebuilding the levees properly when they know it was going to fail. You know, that's kind of why I got asked to speak in a couple other places today, but I wanted to speak in New Orleans because I see a direct correlation of the people here and their struggle with the people of Iraq and their struggle, as well as Afghanistan. And I am not one of those guys that says, okay, Iraq is a bad war, but Afghanistan is justified. No, they're all wrong. That's the problem. Soldiers think that we're against them, and that, you know, they want to feel like they're doing something important.
Sure, everybody wants to be on a winning team.
Even if you're committing genocide, you don't want to admit it. You don't want to feel compassion for those people in Iraq because you have to brutalize them. So it's impossible to feel passionately about them or to understand their struggle once they do jail me. If they do, I'm gonna speak while I'm in jail and after jail, and they're gonna make it worse on themselves. You know, they got people that are already trying to attack my character and think I'm in Canada. I'm in America.
And what's your name, rank, and serial number?
James Circello, and I'm no longer in the military, so I don't have a rank.
Anderson, Clausen, Aguayo, Benjamin, Mejia, Swift, and Wilkerson, Brobeck, Snyder, Anderson, Clausen, Aguayo, Benjamin, Mejia, Swift, and Wilkerson.
You gotta remember these names, man. These are combat vets that wouldn't go back. We came back and we spoke the truth. And you spit on us, you called us liars, you slandered our name. But we're not part of the team, so our jersey won't retire. Speak the truth, support the GI resistance, cause we're done, man. We're not going back for that third tour.
Independent media. I support independent
Peace, love, and
media.
power's fist.
I support independent media. I support independent media.
Mobile broadcast news.
Make levies, not war.